Good morning. I'm Lindsay Viseri, one of the counselors at East High School. And your current ninth and 10th and 11th grade students have been going through their choice of studies process. And we wanted to give you a glimpse into what that looks like. So when you look at this screen currently, this has been the agenda that we've been covering in our ninth and 10th grade meetings. The same in our 11th grade, but there is also an additional follow up on just introducing the college process and talking about timelines. So when we meet with your students, we have them log in to their ICAP account on their student portal. And we discuss that there are two different pieces to the ICAP. There are the activities that are on Maya that really help give them career focus, college focus, get their brains thinking about what's next. And then you have the graduation component that is on the student portal, which is a survey that has students answering questions that also helps get them thinking about their future. So on this slide, you can see the link to the website. And so we've been putting that into the chat for students to click on, and they've been going into their student portal to make sure that their ninth grade quarter 1 through quarter 4 is complete. And if they're a 10th grader, that the 10th grade is also complete. And so that is one of those graduation components that students will complete each year, and that they need to have quarter 1 through quarter 4 done. We do have lessons connected to each one of the quarters, and students have those resources in their Schoology, and we've been sharing those as well during this time. The other piece that we've been covering with each student is graduation requirements. So there are three. You have the ICAP component, and then you have the course requirements, and then the third is a competency. So what we've done is we've shown students this form, which is a form we keep on each student. Each box is equal to a 1 semester class, and we just let students know that they need the 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 3 years of science, with 2 of those years being a lab science of either earth, biochemistry, or physics, that they need 3 years of social studies, with one of those semesters being a civics requirement, and there is a college requirement of a US history as well. 1 year of PE, which a student can get that PE requirement waived by doing a CHASA sport before their senior year. And we talk more in depth in our presentations about all these pieces. And then there are a huge chunk of electives, which can be fulfilled by any of our elective courses, or any extra core classes that are taken can fill those requirements. And we highlight that there is a fine art requirement that is only fulfilled through our visual and performing arts, and then a handful of other classes that are identified in our course catalog. And students have that opportunity once we present the graduation requirements to ask us questions. That third piece is at the bottom, the competency piece. So students must show competency in both English and math in order to graduate. And so there are lots of different ways that students can show that. There are through the college entrance exams of SAT and ACT, which are taken junior year. There is an AccuPlacer, which is a community college placement test that we can offer students. And then also by students taking a concurrent enrollment or AP course within their high school curriculum in English and math is another way. And then if any student hasn't met that competency come senior year through these ways, we also have a capstone option that we will engage students in who find themselves in that position. So once we go over graduation requirements of ICAP, course requirements, and competency, then we jump into time to pick your classes. And so each student is given a form, and there is a different form. For ninth grade, there's a specific form. For 10th grade, there's a specific form. And actually for 11th graders, counselors, since those meetings are more one-on-one, we've just been entering in those courses. So for ninth and 10th grade, they have this form, and they do get to submit it once. And so what we've told students in our meetings is that as they go through, if they're feeling overwhelmed or want to talk to their parents or guardians, or need to reach out to a teacher about a level question, that they don't have to submit right in that moment, that they can submit later that day or the next day, but don't forget. So maybe check in with your student to make sure that they've gone to their appointment. If they missed, we all have makeup sessions, so they can absolutely immediately email their counselor for next year to make sure that they can find a time to come in and find a time to meet virtually to get that choice done. And then also make sure that they hit submit fully, because some students went through, did the form, and actually didn't hit the save button or the submit button at the end. So please check in with your students about how that went. On this form, students will find a link to all the videos. So the majority of teachers have made videos representing each of their courses. And so students can go in and they can click on the different content areas and get more information. So wanted to highlight that as a resource. The course catalog is also linked in that form for a written description. And the pre-work link, really, that's where you can find those ICAP lessons, as well as just some questions to get students thinking about what type of learner they are. So in short, that is our process that we've been using. If you have any questions, please email us. And I hope this gives you a sense of what your student is hearing in 9th and 10th grade choices studies, as well as in 11th grade. All right, take care.